The main event promises so much as both these teams defeated Premiership heavyweights Cervantes to take their place in this ultimate game. Finishing second and third on the table, there was only one win between these two all season. Cervantes dominate the game in these parts, having been in 13 of the last 14 grand finals and won 20 of the past 26 premierships, meaning we will crown a new CMCFL Senior Premier today. Let's now go down to ground level for the ceremony before our main event. As the captains come together and both teams lined up, it's Jack Moore welcoming you in from wherever you may be watching on Filming Footy, live, free and exclusive on the Filming Footy YouTube page. Western Australian footy, well, it doesn't come bigger than this. It's the grand final day of the CMCFL and Dangaragan face Jurien Bay. The Bagpipers, what a rendition of the Australian anthem, thoroughly enjoyed by all. And it is packed here at Jurien Bay Sports Reserve. Let's quickly thank all our sponsors this afternoon, because without them we wouldn't be able to bring you all of the action. Barnes Hydraulics, established in 2007. Barnes Hydraulic Services is a family-owned and operated business located in Dangaragan, Western Australia. They specialise in hydraulic service and repairs, including heavy-duty sales, hydraulic diagnostics and maintenance within the agricultural, mining, transport, civil and marine industries. Plum CIV WA. Nutrien Ag. They have been part of rural Australia for 180 years. They share your passion for agriculture and they'll always be there to help you get the most from your farming business. Jurien Bay Beach Cafe streaming this match live, so hope you're enjoying the afternoon at Jurien Bay Beach Cafe. Come on down beachfront for some fun, food and drinks at the corner of Robertson Heaton Street and Innes Air and Electrical. They excel at addressing a wide range of commercial and domestic air conditioning, refrigeration and electric needs. Based in Jurien Bay, they're known for delivering exemplary service at competitive prices. Plus, our Filming Footy broadcast sponsors Dartfish and Sportal. Cervantes' dominance in this game and this league means both these clubs have only recorded 2 premierships in their history. For Dangaragan, a long wait, their last premiership coming in 2007, a 16-year wait for glory. Jurien Bay had success in 2017, but it has been 6 long years since then. A lot has transpired, and ultimate success on their home deck would be just reward for a consistent season and would make the double after the reserve side claimed a 1-point victory. The club has representative teams in just about every grand final across all sports this season. Well, in the regular season, all 3 games between these two were won by the away team. 2 close encounters and 1 dominant Jurien win. Tom Gooch and J.J. Lusick medalist Todd Kenny lead the Saints as they march in, and Reece Waters, second in the J.J. Lusick count, leads the Bulldogs. This game is littered with stars and players who have a wealth of WAFL experience. As the siren goes, umpire Dean Margetts, ex-AFL stalwart, joins his brother in this one to umpire, and alongside them will be one of the most experienced umpires in this match, Theo Bennett. We have a boundary throw-in in the early stages. Jack Moore filming footy, and boy am I looking forward to this encounter. Both these teams beat Cervantes, the powerhouse in these parts, to take their place here on Grand Final Day. A quick flurry of handballs on the outer side, and it's the Dogs that have the first chance perhaps to get inside there. Forward half of the ground, but nothing yet. Umpire stops, props, and pays holding the ball for dragging it in. Umpire's off to a good start. Clear free kick. And short play back, just to compose themselves and get the ball through hands. I mentioned the J.J. Lusick medalist, number 8, Todd Kenny, 103 senior games. Proudly marching his team in alongside captain Tom Gooch. So 2 captains for Dangaragan in the traditional Saints outfit, while for the Jurien Bay Bulldogs, Reece Waters in the number 4, second in the J.J. Lusick. He's got 22 goals in 13 games, 148 games for Subiaco in the waffle as they go forward through Hunt. Still on this near side, the mark is taken, but not before it crosses the lovely painted white lines. And Mant will have to hand it up to his opponent, umpire Dean Margetts. Waves on the Bulldog, and up, and at them! There's the J.J. Lusick medalist, Todd Kenny, in the headgear. Just in case you didn't know how to spot him out there, he's taken an early contender for Mark of the Year. On the Bulldogs side, Thomas Smith, vice-captain, in the number 9, 81 games for North Warrnambool. Bit warmer this afternoon here at Jurien Bay Sports Complex. The clouds have cleared, and what a day for football, and what a grand final we saw in the reserves. The Dogs by 1 point in a tough tussle. That match on Filming Footy if you'd like to watch the final stages before coming back and joining us. We're 2.5 minutes into this opening quarter. Umpire Margetts make sure the ruckmen are ready and willing, and they are. Kick from Rogers. Nobody in particular. Touched it was, and over the back, he rid him like a donkey. Not quite a horse, because he could put a saddle on his back if he was that height. Ball in dispute comes to Lorison. Experience with Swan District in the waffle. Nice sidestep, one-on-one, bodywork done early. And a bit of holding. Does the umpire see it? He does. Advantage taken over the back. First goal of the grand final. The Dogs have it. Good play, great umpiring, and a Bulldog special. One-on-one inside forward 50. If you're going to give them that much rope, they'll take it every time. First to react, the Bulldogs. Sportal and CMCFL scoreboard. 1 goal, 6. The Saints yet to score. 4 minutes gone. Jack Moore. Wonderful day. Still a chance to get down to Jurien Bay Sports Complex and enjoy what promises to be fascinating culmination. At the end of the regular season, you would have booked Cervantes' spot in this grand final, but they were defeated by both these teams. A Don't Argue coming out from Keith. Small diminutive with the hair in the ponytail bun. The man bun, it's now called as Gooch goes forward and Angus Hunt thought for a second he was going to stroll into an open goal. Lucky not to give away 50. He's dropped that ball on the ground. Should have handed it straight back to the player. Umpire just cutting him some slack in the early stages. Free kick. Latham. This is how they got their opening goal, the Bulldogs. Quick play to the middle of the ground. This time the ball falls about 60 out. First there it comes to Kenny. He's taken a nice mark and he plays on, wheels around quickly. And you have to do that to catch the Saints defensive line sleeping. They've done it again. 2 inside 50s and 2 times the Saints player has been caught at the back. This time it's Mackay. What a dream start it would be to get the opening 2 goals of the CMCFL Grand Final, but not to be. Just the first goal. A big hello to all fans watching around Australia, perhaps the world. Filming Footy, the destination. That kick didn't reach its destination and, oh, it's going to be an action replay. Austin Britzer took the intercept mark and thought he might be a early hero. Played on. Put the goggles on. And put it right over that marquee, you can see, the blue one, just next to the jumping castle. Kids of all ages enjoying this afternoon. We thought during the week we might not be so lucky with the weather, but a nice little nudge in the back and a nice afternoon. It's Brown. Riley Brown. Just creeping on the mark. Walter wanting the umpire to call play on. He did. Intercept marks are plenty. This is Jager Martin. Jager plays on. Had Menegola in mind. Didn't reach him, but quick to meet it and shuffled and bustled out of play was Altinia. You have to watch out for Curtis Altinia going forward. 18 goals in 11 games, but the real sharpshooter is number 8 for the Bulldogs, Scott Worthington. 33 goals in 7 games. There he is, hanging around the back of this contest. Might pick up his first touch of the day if he can pick it up cleanly. He does. His first touch is a handball. Hands it off to Walter, and his kick inside 50, ill-directed. Short option is there. Watson might just give it back. Elects the better players to run it across the ground, but turns his back on that. That was Isaac Ewing taking the mark at fullback moments ago. A real stalwart and one, but if they're going to be victorious today, will need to do his job on Worthington. Kenny with the rare mistake. Intercept mark taken by Nick Menegola. 79 matches for Subiaco in the Waffle and 36 for East Fremantle. Mant. Stands the mark on the outer side as the Bulldogs curiously observing what's in front of him. And the ball come to the men. The men come to the ball, whichever way you like. Doesn't matter because it ends up in a stalemate. Hoskins well tackled and they'll go for it again. Rucks nominate. Plenty of space in between them. Umpires clear it out. Quick snap. Handball came to him even quicker than that. And a wrestle 2-on-1. Saints there in good number. Shouldn't allow a shot on goal. He was dispossessed, but there was no prior. And the kick coming about 14.9 metres. Umpire rounds up and gives the Bulldogs the benefit of the doubt. And finds Brent Bailey, who backtracks to about 70 out, giving himself plenty of time. For the Dogs, second of the day. Strolls in, will struggle to make the distance. It did that okay. Just clipped the goalpost, so the umpire waves a singular flag. Jurien Bay leaving a few goals on the board in the early stages, but Dangaragan haven't been inside forward 50 with vigour. Playing on Ewing, he uses the ball so well. In front of the Bulldogs bench. The boards are out. Just bounces away from Kenny, the JJ Lussick medalist. 21 votes. Ahead of his opposing captain this afternoon, Reece Waters, with 17 votes. Waters with 148 game experience for Subiaco. Walters around the player on the mark, over the head of Ewing. Oh, he had his heart in his mouth for a split second, and it's a tumble punt. Britzer first there, picks it up, makes it nice. And finds a player who has started this game on top of the ground. Here's Craig Hoskins. The 168 game veteran for Subiaco. Handballs off to a better conveyance in his mind. And the Bulldogs go bark. Second goal of the afternoon, going the way of the white and reds. Hoskins, intelligent handball. Saints will be kicking themselves. They didn't mark the run from the back. And it was too late. The on-ball partnership combining for the second goal. 2-2-14. Jurien Bay, Dangaragan yet to have a meaningful inside 50. Lovely goal from the captain, Reece Waters. So Waters on the board. Smart kick, dispossessed, great tackle, but the ball would come free. Gee, I feel for Gooch. He wasn't to know that. He was committed to the tackle. Saints fans, you can hear, up in arms. A little bit too much space. Oh, an uncontested mark drops. That was Hunt's. Angus Lorison. 27 games for Swan District. Playing in defence for Dangaragan, and there he is. Second tackle in matter of seconds. Quick thinking. Snap-on goal came from Hoskins. Hasn't he been everywhere in the early stages? Britzer lets it fall because he knew it was trickling out of bounds on the fall. So he'll get himself a possession. Britzer with composure goes to a part of the field where you might expect Worthington to be roving the crumbs, but Isaac Ewing has had enough of the footy for an entire game, and that tells you all you need to know. Gee, nicely done, running out of the grasps was Todd Kenny. That's why he's picked himself up a JJ Lussick. Running after this, Jesse Ranke. You won't miss him. Both players drag it in. Ranke with the flowing Jack Sinclair mullet and the long sleeves. He gives the ball back to Dean Marquette and will throw it up on the edge of the square. What a crowd we have packed in. A reserves grand final, a 1-point margin. He's dived on it, must get it out, did that. Britzer, he's had a lot of the footy. Umpire says free kick, but play on. You took the advantage. And now he's caught. Got his boot to ball. Umpire said play on. Go back and check out that on the Jurien Bay Cafe replay. And the first inside 50 and a mark inside 50. The Dangaragan fans, they're here in number. This is Campbell Putland. Four goal kickers who have kicked more than 22 goals this season. They've shared the love. 71 games for North Fremantle in the Waffle. And 26 goals in his 10 games this season. Won't improve on that as we see the wind just play a bit of an impact for the first time. Taking the Burley across the face. But Dangaragan on the board, an inside 50, and that hopefully will calm some nerves for the Saints faithful. Jack Moore, filming footy. Grand final today, CMCFL, live from Jurien Bay. Looking to go coast to coast, the Dogs. That kick just let them down. It's a foot race now. Well defended. Benji Parker. That was a walk-in goal, coast to coast in under 20 seconds. The hand didn't get down to the footy. Always dangerous. Worthington was waiting. Kick just fell short. The panic kick. He threw it up. Umpire blindsided. Play on. Correct call. And coming in on the slip and slide. Here's Bestry. 5th in the JJ Lussick. Inside to Latham. And they're going around the arc. And perusing the coast and hard over the footy. Umpire sprints in. Great decision. You put your head over the ball and the umpire will look after you. It's what you've been told since under 7s. The kick coming out of defence wasn't too great. And going forward again, the Bulldogs. 16 and a half gone. This is a 3 or 4 goal intense they've come out with in this quarter. One grab, 2. The man you need to keep down. Scotty Worthington, 4 games short of 100 for Subiaco. And 33 in only 7 games in season 2023. He's on a mission. And the mission is not complete without a premiership medal. Seems as though the Dangaragan Saints supporters perhaps outnumber the home crowd this afternoon. But on the Jurien Bay Cafe scoreboard and Sportal scoreboard, they lead 3-2-20. Dangaragan 1 behind. Still very early in this grand final. Rockman go up, it's 1 down, and before Menegola could get there, it was kicked just out of his hands, but it'll come back his way if he holds pretty. It was almost Hunt's ball, but coming in after it and giving it up. And this is Steers with the kick. Nice double tackle. Worthington was taken by 2. They weren't letting him go. That's the kind of defensive intensity and pressure you need to stop a man like Scott Worthington. A sniper in the CMCFL. Running under it and taking 2 players out was Reinke, but he was pushed. That's why he ran under it. Had no choice in the matter. Short kick and Reinke will get a couple. No, they've gone even further back as Reinke flew the coop, and this is Ryan. Tilby couldn't take it. Boundary umpire will. So approaching 20 minutes. It's been all Jurien Bay except for a fleeting shot on goal. And 2 inside 50s for Dangaragan. One of them a real chance from directly in front. Wasn't able to take the cookies out of the jar. Handball from Steers. They're flirting with the boundary line, but Keith keeps it in to his detriment, perhaps. Ball had already crossed the line. So here's Waters. 22 goals this season. It's been a real shining star for Jurien Bay. And what a story it would be, not supporting the Bulldogs in the least, or the Saints. Remaining impartial, but to win reserves and seniors flags in a league so dominated by one team for so long, it would be the cherry on top for a Jurien Bay fairy tale, but not if Matty Johnson has anything to do with that. He didn't even get the chance to kick it. He was taken down, Matty Johnson. And if Scott Worthington is the dead-eye sniper at one end, then Matty Johnson, 30 goals in 10 games. Along with Tilby, who has it, 30 goals in 8 games. Yeah, the two are twin towers, even though their height doesn't suggest that. Very speedy at ground level as well. It's been all Bulldogs, but can Keith just send the Saints into the game and give them a bit of momentum? He can't. Across the face of goal. Comes out. It's won by Scottney, vice captain. He's remained down. We'll keep an eye on that. Getting to his feet now. Somewhat ginger there, Anton Scottney. Player coach as well, I should say, as vice captain. Anton Scottney, 64 games for the Demons in the Waffle, representing the capital, Perth. One out of the ruck nicely, but the kick to no one in particular, going with the fist instead of the marking attempt. It was the right decision at the time. The handball was smothered. This might turn into a fast break for the Bulldogs. Smartly getting back with the handball was Tilby. Just running under it. Quick kick out of danger, but no, didn't clear. And couldn't get it through. Nice tackle by Johnson. He's after an early goal to get his afternoon up and about. Coming in, hunting after it, Collinson. And the defensive pressure just holds them out for now. As the umpires switch, so the umpire now has eyes on any leading players and any free kicks that might be happening. This looks like a free kick in the ruck contest. It is. And just held the hands down, did Aaron Collinson of his opposing number, and he'll have a shot from roughly about 50. He's going to have to kick on the paint. He'll kick it over the Saints' colours. Oh, no, he won't. He'll kick it right into his opposing number. And it'll be 15 metres over his head, but Isaac Ewing, the goalkeeper, in the middle of the ground. Go sort out that if you can. Coming in with a nice tackle, Gooch. Put him down, but not before he got his kick away. Gee, the accuracy and the disposal efficiency is just gone down a notch in the past couple of minutes. That's due to the pressure being lifted. Running back, socks up. You won't miss Campbell Hurst. Handball towards the boundary. Had a teammate there. And this is Bestry for the Dogs. See something he likes. Not sure why. Goes straight back to Hurst, who elects to handball again. The last handball didn't result in a good situation. This one doesn't either. Here's Menegola to an unguarded square. Just a behind. 3-3-21. In all honesty, they should be further ahead. The Dogs. Dangaragan one behind. So a margin of 20 points on the Sportal scoreboard. Isaac Ewing has had a lot of work to do back there, as has his back six, and that kick arrives on time. Just on time. To Brown, and the crowd go, ooh, nah, because that kick was not a good one. Turns it straight over to Brent Bailey. He directs somebody to come his way, and in the end, he kicks to an outnumbered 2-on-1, 3-on-1. At the end of the day, if anyone's going to take a mark and beat 3, it's going to be Scotty Worthington. Already 1 on the board and taking his tally to 34 goals. He's only played 7 games. 1 to watch. None of the forwards meeting that, but the tackle, he took the ball to ground, and when you take the ball down, you find yourself in trouble sometimes. Kenny, trust him to deliver a kick. Where it's meant to be! Didn't know he was there! Latham ignites the Bulldogs fans. They love that one. Hardy inside forward 50. Almost made the most of that. They've got their Scotty Worthington goggles on early. They're looking for him at every single chance, and why not? He's their main man. In a quarter utterly dominated by Jurien Bay Footy Club. They only put 3 goals on the board. 3-3-21. Dangaragan, no goals to speak of. Just a singular behind. A lead of 20 points. In all honesty, it could be a lot more. Jurien Bay defeated Dangaragan in round 9 by 62. The other 2 matches, Dangaragan, try saying that 10 times fast, defeated Jurien by 12 and 10. So at quarter time, it's all Dangaragan to do. What will they say in the huddles? And how will they come out of them? This is grand final day in the CMCFL. At the first break, it's Jurien Bay 21, Dangaragan 1, a lead of 20 points. Second quarter coming up next on Filming Footy. An opening term dominated by the Dogs. And they lead by 20 at quarter time. I wonder what was said in the Dangaragan huddle, because they're going to have to come out with something in this second term. There is quite a breeze moving to the right of your screen, so at half time we might get a better idea of exactly how this game is going to play out. Isaac Ewing, though, at full back for Dangaragan, has had plenty of work to do. Midfield dominated by Hoskins. In the opening term, he's been near on best for the Dogs. Waters as well. Scott Worthington picked himself up a goal. His goal fest continues. And we're underway. Second quarter action. Live and free and exclusive on Filming Footy YouTube. Wherever you may be joining us, including our sponsors, the Jurien Bay Beach Cafe. Be a good afternoon to head into there if you can't make it to the sporting complex to watch the remainder of this grand final. The kick going inside forward 50, just didn't find its target. Hoskins brought back for a free kick anyway to the Dogs. As the wind just dies down and moving inside forward 50. Coming out to meet it. G waiting at ground level on the tippy toes. He's hurt himself there. We'll go back and check exactly what's happened. But meanwhile, the game goes on. This is Steers. Ryan Steers. Some possession footy as he moves it back to Jacob Jennings. The back six of the Dogs didn't really get a look at the footy much. Long sleeves, Nathan Walter. Gee, didn't see him coming. Nicely done. Closing in was that Anton Scotney. But Walter picked it up and gave it a second go. His kick intercepted by Angus Lorison. Saves the Saints blushes with the kicks. Gee, couldn't hit his captain, Waters. He puts his head down. I should say Kenny. Todd Kenny. JJ Lussick, best and fairest in the CMCFL. If you're watching us from outside the region this afternoon. Headgear on, number 8 for the Saints. Todd Kenny, it's been a season that he'll remember. Medal to show for it around his neck. And here's Scotney. Puts it towards goal. And the Saints begin their charge. Giving the Saints fans something to get excited about early in this second term. 2.5 played. That's their opening goal. They're up and away in this grand final. And you can just see, if you go back on our live stream, what the wind did to that kick. So definitely assisting the right of screen. Sportal scoreboard. Dangaragan on the board. 117. Jurien Bay. 3-3-21. Still holding a 14 points edge. Underway again. Rogers in the ruck. Follows up. Good second tackle. Tried to clear it, Hoskins. Wasn't successful. Martin getting involved. And the kick fell short. Should be a ball up, and is. As the umpires just switch. No free kick there. Cause a bit of confusion perhaps if you're watching. Chain of handballs, Loris, and they built their last goal like this, coming out of the back 50. But 1-on-1 forward of the ball, and he wanted a free kick. The umpire didn't agree. Meanwhile, shot on goal coming up for the Dogs. 50 out. Martin decides, too far for me, finds Joel Latham. In the pocket, tighter angle, but about 25 metres closer to go. He's going to play on as well. There must be a spare man. There is. Goodness gracious me. Leave Scotty Worthington free at your peril. He got a step. Weren't able to go with him. He's got one in the opening term. The sniper takes his shot. And on this rare occasion, he misfires. But Jurien Bay, 3-4-22. Dangaragan lucky to get away with that. They're 1-1-7. Running out of half back again. He's got his running shoes on this afternoon, Isaac Ewing. The kick finds Lorison. Right in front of that Dangaragan coaching bench, and where all the Dangaragan fans are packed in. Excellent bodywork by the vice-captain in Scotney. He's got the only goal in the afternoon for the Saints, but he turns it over here. Middle of the ground tempo footy, Waters. He gave McKay a bit to do. He put the hand out. Gee, lucky not to go high and give away a free kick. It'll be a turnover affected in the end anyway. Here's Putland. 26 goals in 10 games. He doesn't go for it. He puts it towards the pocket where nobody was. And it might be Keith down there at full forward put his hand up and he said, oh, it's Ranke, excuse me, Jesse Ranke. He said, I had a couple of metres on my direct opponent. Where was the kick? Anyway, it's locked in there. Quick snap. Nothing to get excited about from Matty Johnson. 30 goals in 10 games for Johnson. Yet to sink his teeth into this grand final in the CMCFL. If you weren't with us, well, you can watch the stream on Filming Footy. But it was a 1-point gap in the end in the reserves grand final for Jurien Bay, defeating Cervantes. So one of the rare seasons in the CMCFL that Cervantes don't have the ultimate success in the reserves or the senior competition. Our CMCFL sponsors, Barnes Hydraulics, Plum CIV WA, Nutrien Ag, Innis Air and Electrical, and of course Jurien Bay Beach Cafe, where this game is live right now. Big shout out to everyone down there enjoying the beachfront, some fun, some food, some drinks, and most importantly some footy. Gee, lovely mark going back with the flight. Worthington had pushed up to the middle of the ground. I'm part of the Bulldogs coaching staff. I don't want him there. I want him locked inside 50 at every single moment of this grand final. Speaking of inside 50, the ball makes me a liar. I was going to say Dangaragan had one, but it was fisted to about 52, 53 out. And wherever you may be joining us on Filming Footy live, exclusive and free, the weather is absolutely perfect. The crowd is packed in. And where else would you rather be but Jurien Bay? The grand final day in the CMCFL. Mark dropped by Scotney, who got Dangaragan's day away and up and running with their opening goal. It took until the 4-minute mark of this second quarter. Now, with the breeze and the wind in their back pocket, they're getting a few more repeat inside 50s. Thrown in, strong ruck work. At the back, Hoskins, who's just about been the Bulldogs' best. Taking it, running, Lorison, putting his running shoes on, and he got a bit of a nosebleed being that high up the field and smashed it into the Jurien Bay Mitre 10 behind post. And the Bulldogs bring it in rather too easily. This next kick is where it's going to get a bit tricky after they get it to 40 out. Because Bestry was by himself, and that's what I mean. Those short kicks, you try to put a bit more on them because of the breeze, and they just affect the target making ability. Plays on quickly to the teeth of goal, waiting at the back. Scotney was there. The Bulldogs player took the mark and ran it away. And Scotney didn't get the ball out the back as the gentleman on the truck there just balances himself on what looks to be a pallet. Interesting spot to watch all the action. Nice few marquees. There's one behind the Jurien Bayview Realty, I should say, sign. Let's get back to the footy, shall we? Goodness. Lovely mark, lovely lead. It might be Anton Scotney's day. If you're going to wear those boots, you've got to lift to the occasion. Scotney with a goal so far. Waffle experience, as many of these players do. Oh, the posts. They're going to have a few red marks on them if you come down this evening and have a look. I think all 3 posts have been hit except the one on the far right of screen. So if Dangaragan are going for a full house, they've got 1 post left to hit. As Jager Martin puts the Jets on, just gets it away. And the ball into the crowd of people on that far side. A few with their hands up and see the wind blowing in a particular lady's hair. You can just see on that marquee how it is going to the right of screen. So Dogs finding it hard to cross centre. And that might be holding the ball, and that could be a really telling blow. He puts his hand out, says sorry because he had a teammate for the quick handball. He didn't give it. He was caught, and Dangaragan 20 out from goal. What a mark. Gee, going back with it, that was a beautiful mark. Jager Martin, I take my hat off to you, young man. Here's Smith, vice-captain. Finds Menegola, who's been quiet. Used the body well. The ball was just over his head. Tried to control with the hands at the second attempt. Latham couldn't quiet. Shrugs him once, shrugs him twice. He wasn't letting go. Pushing up the ground. Latham was there once again. And now a rare opportunity to cross the inside 50 arc. He was up the ground about 5 minutes ago, and I said, stick him inside 50 and tell him not to leave. And there he is, Worthington. Missed one from 30 out on, albeit a tighter angle about 5 or 6 minutes ago. Chance to add his second once again. Really cancel out what's been momentum for Dangaragan, but the ball falls short as it will do going that end of screen. And the quick snap off the pack. Really smart by Hardy. He took his kick as the rest of the pack were collapsed like 9 pins on the turf. Had a lot left to do and only added up behind. Sportal scoreboard 1-2-8. Dangaragan. Jurien Bay 3-5-23. They play on quickly. Scotney's pushed up to the halfback area of the ground. They look to go. They want to run. The call from the bench is play on. And he was taken down in the crunch. Really caught in a hard one. And he's super slow to get to his feet. Reinke was taken by a couple from either side. He wore it. He's up. And meanwhile, Keefe took too long to make up his mind. And he was caught holding the ball. Here's Altinia up the grounds. Slightly tunnelled on that marking attempt. Lovely golden fist coming in from Matthew Mance. legendary Danny Frawley would be proud of that one as he went up and fisted that one away, of course. Danny Frawley, the Saints legend. An admirer of a great defensive act, including a lovely fist. Crowd yells free kick in the back. Umpire Dean Margetts not going to miss those ones. Oh, he played on. Didn't see the approaching Somerville. The mark's been taken. They play on quickly as the Saints. They pushed a lot of numbers inside 50 and they just need to hit a target. Instead, it went to grass. You see the ice cream truck in the background. Might be dancing my way over there for a lovely soft serve at halftime. Oh, not by the size of that lineup though. Goodness gracious, might be waiting a while. Lovely exchange of handballs. Hoskins was the one to start it. He's the one to finish it. But Gooch, he put himself in the hole. So Tom Gooch, the captain's kick. He bit off way more than he could chew. But be careful not to give it away. And if you didn't think there was a Dangaragan contingent, well, just listen to the roar after that free kick. Todd Kenny's taken the helmet off. And he laid a great tackle and he won it beautifully. And should have had a shot at goal. Matthew Mant it was, or perhaps Putland down there. Putland got both hands to the burley. Gooch to Kenny. Yeah, headgear has been dispensed with. Gee, Bulldogs, they confused themselves and left Ambrose Ryan all alone to take what in the end was a rather uncontested mark. It probably goes down as a contested one. But he took it on his chest. 71 games at all levels for East Fremantle. And kicking from the painter 50, Ryan. And I'm almost in disbelief. Are those goalposts magnetic this afternoon? Goodness gracious. Ball clatters into them once again. They're peppering the goals. Jurien Bay were able to kick 3 in the opening term. Martin's kick travels about 50, but it's cut off, and well cut off there by Kenny. Flowing locks and a flowing drop punt. Gee, a few Rovers came in and they all went down like 10 pins. Short kick. Dogs just need to take some time off the clock here and calm some nerves. Jacob Jennings, haven't seen too much of him out on this near side. Beautiful tackle from Gooch. Umpire gets involved before anything else can occur. Even though they're going with the breeze, the level has risen. You can just sense it here at the ground. Saints are more than matching the Bulldog intensity. It's what they would have called for in the huddle at quarter time with Coach Richard Brown. On the Jurien Bay side of things, Coach Tom Smith. To give the coaches a shout out. And their assistant crew on either side. Wrapped up in a tough tackle. No time to thank all our sponsors, as I did earlier, but we'll do them once again. Barnes Hydraulics, Plum CIVWA, Nutrien Innis Air and Electrical, Jurien Bay Beach Cafe. Gee, the Dangaragan fans didn't like that one at all. Went to ground over the footy, dived on it. The ball trickled out, but the umpire was already in the motion of blowing his whistle. Lovely mark by Ewing. Really controlled that defensive 50 with prowess. This kick finds McKay, and it's not wearing the right jersey in terms of Ewing's directed target. Here's Hardy. The Dogs can add a goal here. Gee, wouldn't some Dangaragan heads drop? Coming out, doing the ducking, doing the weaving, handing off. Here's Mance. Or it was Britzer. The ball just eludes steers. Gee, the Britzer snap. Wouldn't that have been a mini dagger in Saints' hearts? As it is, 3-6-24. Jurien Bay Footy Club, the Dogs. Dangaragan Saints, 1-3-9. A 15-point lead. As we tick over 20 minutes gone into time on. Brilliant smother, Todd Kenny. And a brilliant tackle, Jakey Keefe, but he went on with it afterwards and he dug his opponent's head into the turf in a dangerous fashion. Free kick rightly awarded. Excellent umpiring. And the captain of the Bulldogs will turn it straight over. Gee, I was just about to give Reece Waters a wrap. Second in the JJ Lussick. You'll want to forget about that kick very, very soon. So normal service resumes if you're a Saints fan. Running under the ball slightly was Matthew Tilby. Getting stuck into him for it. The little man, Jordan Bestry, as Tilby prepares to resume his battle in the ruck. And Bestry runs towards forward 50. Gee, that was a bit funny. About a foot of height separating those two men. There's Bestry. Sorry, Tilby, I should say. Goodness me. He's going to work again. This clearance is because of him. It hasn't gone forward of where that ruck contest was, about 40 metres lateral of where the ball just was, and now it has. Lovely mark taken by Latham, and gee, that's a kick that had an absolute ribbon on it. And lace out to the main man. The Jurien weapon, Worthington. And of course, moments ago, it was Cam Somerville in the ruck. Just had my two team lists mixed up, so I do apologise. Worthington had a shot from pretty much exactly the same spot about 5 minutes ago, but couldn't convert. And the behinds are piling up for the Dogs. That one won't be. It'll cross the face of goal. And they're desperate to get their hands on it and snap. It could be a free. Arms out. Both teams on a free. Umpire holds the whistle. Holds it long enough as the Saints, their heads start to drop, and you can see what the umpire saw. Even if you're a Saints supporter. Ball fell to the ground. Player dived on it. And I think old Tinier did well to make sure the ball didn't come out. He knew the free kick would be his. And he's pinged it into the post. So all's fair in love and footy. 3-7-25. Dangaragan 1-3-9. Jurien Bay lead by 16. 23 gone. Only one goal to show for their troubles with this breeze and conditions favouring that right side of screen. Kick smothered. Lovely. And heads up play from Walter. Couple of free kicks going the way of the Dogs. The fans in front of us here in a Saints persuasion. You can see the windsock in the background about 1 kilometre away, just letting you know exactly what the wind's doing. It is going right of screen in case you didn't know, watching from home, wherever you may be watching on Filming Footy. Approaching 24 play. Gee, you see an example of that wind. That kick was aimed 5 metres further downfield. It held its line, almost went backwards like a rugby league pass. Well, Tinier just looks to extrude a mark. Out of a kick that wasn't on target. Kept it in nicely. He deserves a goal! And now he's got one! Hoskins, the midfield maestro. Picking it up and snapping truly, and that is a mini dagger into the Saints. It's been all Jurien Bay on the scoreboard, and now the score, well, it has a reflection of the true flow of this encounter. Jurien Bay 4-7-31, Dangaragan 1-3-9, a lead of 22 points on the Sportal scoreboard. 25 played, CMCFL Grand Final at Jurien Bay Sporting Complex. And the Saints boys who are representing the Shire. Jurien Bay on their home deck. One of the best decks in the league, winning a lovely clearance. Going hard forward, another goal or two now before half-time would change the team talk. Worthington, you just can't beat this man. And so far he's beaten himself. He's kicked 1 goal, 3. In the matchup, it's Benjamin Parker on him at the moment. Might need to change in the second half. A 22-point gap, and Worthington's only got 1. He's left his kicking boots at home. And that's lucky for the Saints, because that means they're still in this match. 23-point lead. Ewing brought it in, but he hadn't left the square before the man on the mark rushed forward. So a 50-metre penalty going the way of the Saints. Not sure why Kenny's got it, but he picked it up. He put it in his hands, and the umpire let him go. So why not? Good defensive representation. And the umpire decides it's holding the ball. He put his hands up. He had prior. The ball was loose. Could have handballed. Go back and watch that on the Jurien Bay Cafe replay. And as the halftime hooter goes here at Jurien Bay Sports Complex, this goal, well, it's an understatement to say it's a must convert. Comes in, approaches it, and puts it through. And it just keeps Dangaragan in. And gives them a boost of confidence going into the sheds at half-time. Their second of the afternoon. 2-3-15. It's a lead of 17 points. Jurien Bay would be pretty content and happy with their opening half. The wind, a major factor, benefiting the team kicking to the right-hand side of your picture. Jurien Bay, 4-8-32, hold a 17-point lead at half-time. Dogs fans will say it should be more. Hard to argue. Saints supporters will say they haven't taken their opportunities when in front of goal. And that's tough to counter that argument as well. It's CMCFL Grand Final Day thanks to Barnes Hydraulics, Plum CIV WA, Nutrien Ag, Innes Air and Electrical, Jurien Bay Beach Cafe, and our broadcast sponsors Dartfish and scoreboard sponsors Sportal. On Filming Footy live, free and exclusive. You can jump on during the halftime break and catch a few other matches all across South Australia and Western Australia. In the GNFL, Northampton trying to break a 19-year premiership drought. Harry Taylor and Josh Kennedy ex-AFL stars, both playing for Northampton. That game is live now on Filming Footy. That's in the Yongerup League. And you can also catch the Reserves Grand Final, which took place earlier today here in Jurien Bay. The Dogs 1-point victors in what was a thrilling game of footy. As the spectators take a break and some of the locals cross the oval and play a bit of kick-to-kick, the umpires wave the score true. And at half-time, Jurien Bay lead by 17 points in this 2023 CMCFL Grand Final.
I think he's doing that.
nice enough lady, but I thought she was born with the fucking iron fist. She's starting to loosen up a bit now. Once she wants you, I think she sort of relaxes around you. But she doesn't know you. She's very like one-word answers. Oh, who the fuck are you in my club? I could do with a long nice little cigarette. I told you, you're smoking in the club. Oh, you're so terrible. People like me last. That's the local proper there. It's fucking looks like 6 points. One of them is there.
And all action, first half gives way. A restful half time, and now we have the second half to decide the Premier for 2023. In the CMCFL, it's Jurien Bay at half time by 17. What have the Saints got? Jurien Bay start with a charge. Out of the centre square, and the opening clearance goes their way. Chasing hard towards the boundary. First there was Smith, and escorted out by Isaac Ewing. This CMCFL broadcast on Filming Footy live, free and exclusive. Brought to you by Dartfish and Sportal, our scoreboard sponsors. CMCFL league sponsors include Barnes Hydraulics, Plum CIV WA, Nutrient Ag, Innes Air and Electrical, and the Jurien Bay Beach Cafe. But this match is live, and I hope they're enjoying it. Beachfront for some fun, food and footy this afternoon. Perhaps taken high. Umpire in the perfect position to see it. The captain, Kenny, will have to lift his troops if the Saints are to go marching in. I marched across the field and got myself an ice cream at half time, so can highly recommend if you're at the grounds. First inside 50 of the second half going the way of the Dogs. They used the wind to their advantage in the first quarter. Whistles go on, umpires found a free. It will be Dangaragan's way, and lucky because the next tackle, he just let go of the ball. Lorison takes the reward of the umpire's whistle and kicks it to about where the two lines meet, the 50 and the boundary. The artwork on the field today, top notch. Both 50-metre arcs painted in the team's colours. The Jurien Bay end of the ground as they kick towards that same end, and strong tackle coming in. Nicely done by Kenny, the captain, lifting early in this half. But here's Steers out of nothing. One-on-one on the goal square. And the fist came when it needed to. Quick to arrive, Hurst. laid the bump. And the co-captain Gooch laid a strong tackle. Straight up it goes. Straight up they go. Nice work in the ruck, but no one won the hit out. Somerville thought it was his. And they've moved that couch, so they've got a second couch over on that far side of the ground. They've got one in the car behind it and one still on the boundary line. But back to the serious stuff. Dangaragan with a goal on the halftime siren to get their claws back in this one. And Jurien Bay with the first to push the margin out again. They're all smiles and the fans are up and about. They're high-fiving across that far side of the ground. Still plenty of time to play, everybody, so don't get too excited yet, but definitely cause to be enthusiastic. Jurien Bay 5-8-38, a lead of 23 points. Dangaragan 2-3-15. And that vital first goal of the second half. Both teams would have been in the rooms saying to themselves, we need that first goal. Well, it's gone the way of Jurien Bay. Umpire comes in, throws it up and asks the players to get back to work, and that's what they do. Really tough, really contested. Riding the risks as Angus Hunt picks himself up. That last goal going the way of Curtis Altinier, adding his 19th goal in what is his 12th game of the season for the Dogs. Scottney just chisels one. No mark. Couldn't hold it. Play on. Scottney comes back in for seconds, and that really needed to be taken. Jesse Reinke is absolutely kicking himself. He couldn't hold on to the footy. Would have been a tough conversion, but it was a regulation mark. It's still inside forward 50, and coming into late eight tackles the co-captain Gooch. And looking to make things right, Jesse Reinke as well in there. The umpire offers it up to the ruckman, and the ruckman gladly take it a bit high. Free kick going the opposite way. Umpire decided he didn't show enough intent to dispose. And free kick going the way of the Dogs. It's just not going the Saints' way at this current point in time. This might get things started out of the engine room though. He picked it up and he handballed off quickly, and as a 2-on-1 about 20 out directly in front, can Reinke make things right? No, he's just pushed it. Dangaragan add another behind to their tally, 2-4-16. Cut that margin by 1. 5-8-38, Jurien Bay, 22-point gap, 6.5 gone. CMCFL Grand Final Day on Filming Footy, live, free and exclusive, wherever you may be watching. If you're in the Jurien Bay Beach Cafe, you'd be pretty happy about things, having recorded a 1-point win in the reserves. Way too easy, Dangaragan. They've just let Jurien Bay waltz up the field, and it's inside 50 at the drop of a hat, in the blink of an eye, and the dangerous Worthington finds the equally dangerous Hoskins. His kick can't find the target, up and under, didn't go 15. He went for the mark, not sure why. That kick was never going 15 metres. Smith came in to claim it. Boundary umpire to pick it up. There's a fan over there in the red and white, hitting that sign, enjoying himself and getting amongst it. They are absolutely having a day out. And if they're watching the stream, give us a wave over there so we know you're tuning in. That'd be fantastic. But there enjoying the live footy action. Wherever you may be, plenty of WA Grand Finals happening right now on Filming Footy. So after the next goal, check them out. But come back here. This one's not decided yet. Ball came out of the grasp momentarily and taken down in a strong tackle. And hope he's all right. Umpires deemed it was dangerous. Go back on the Jurien Bay Beach Cafe. The tackle came in. They're trying everything to get back into this one, but the tackles are lingering and not winning those 50-50 contests. And even though we've only played 8 minutes in this third quarter, it's slipping away slowly for the Saints. So Joel Latham can convert from beyond 50. Gee, it would be a long way back. He improves the angle he plays on, doesn't go for goal, he puts it right up to the hot spot. Got both hands to it, Worthington. Will be kicking himself, a player of his quality, but he didn't pull down that mark. It's locked in there in front of that Jurien Bay Tourist Park sign. The home ground, the home crowd, and Dangaragan supporters have been out in voice. Running after it, nicely done, handball off the ground from Smith. Kenny, the Saints captain. Whistle's gone. Free kick, Saints. Exhale, Saints fans. Ewing, one of the best users by foot in this Saints team. And one of their best defenders. Punched out of bounds. Boundary throw in. Chance to thank our sponsors once again. We tick towards 10 minutes. Dartfish and Sportal, our scoreboard sponsors. CMCFL sponsors Barnes Hydraulics, Plum CIVWA, Nutrient Ag, Guinness Air and Electrical, and of course Jurien Bay Beach Cafe. Join them beachfront for food, fun, drinks, and today, footy. CMCFL Grand Final live on their screens. Right now, if you're watching at home and you want to enjoy the second half with some footy fans, get on down to the Jurien Bay Beach Cafe right now. It's a beautiful day, the sun's come out, and the smile is at the moment on Jurien Bay supporters. Even the slips are going their way. Anthony Jeffrey had a moment, but he got back up and the teammates were there. Even the ones going between the legs are going the Saints' way. And this could be a goal. That goes the Saints' way. The ball wouldn't behave. They brought the cheerleaders, the Saints, on the back of that van. He's tunnelled. Up he went and down he came. It was like he was shot out of a cannon. Todd Kenny. Not the fault of anyone in particular. He's got a bit of a limp up, but a player as tough as Kenny, he leads this side, of course, Tom Gooch. Get back in there and win himself a free kick. Todd Kenny, best player in this league, best and fairest JJ Lussick medalist. Todd Kenny, 103 senior games for the Saints. Not one of the finest, the finest player in this league. And as if he knew I was talking about him right on cue, here he is, 2 possessions in the space of 30 seconds. He'll use it well, always does. Finds Mant. What a sneaky handball. Would have gone straight into opposition pressure, Kenny. So Matt decides he's better off to go down the line, and his decision was proved correct. Hamish Rogers, 22 goals in 13 games, yet to hit the scoreboard, 4th in the Lussick medal. Player is popped up in the midfield and kicked a goal as well today. Has been Hoskins who took that mark in a great spot, but Lorison pushes himself up the ground and turns it over. No further than Nathan Walter. Kept the eye on the ball the whole time. The defender didn't. had to make an impact. Matthew Johnson is getting very frustrated. 30 goals in 10 games for Johnson. He's been a big part figure. This man, he's been playing a leading role. Hoskins. That's a quick handball. It's a nice little dance step. And it's a beautiful setup play. Read it off the boot. Like they trained it all week. And Curtis Altinier to extend the margin. Tough angle, and it's like they've been aiming for the post. Both teams all day have smacked it into those posts. Jurien Bay, 5'9", 39. Could have, perhaps should have, put Dangaragan away. 2-4-16. As it is, the Saints live to fight another day. 23-point margin. Big hip and shoulder. Who said the bump's dead? Boundary umpire will do it again. Gee, it's been well attended this afternoon. The fans have come out. The weather has not been a factor except for the wind. Sun has been out all day, as you can see on our Filming Footy broadcast. Live, free and exclusive. All across WA, I'm told, as well. Numerous other grand finals. I saw at halftime the Northampton grand finals just beginning. So after we're done here, stay on Filming Footy and kick across to that match. It's grand final weekend in country WA footy. And aren't we loving it? And are the Dog supporters loving their team? Got the running shoes on, they run out of gas. That's yet to be decided. They're peppering the goals, using the breeze nicely, and Dangaragan, they're just clawing on, hoping they can find a chink. The Bulldogs' armour, that's going to be a tough kick to mark. And unfortunately, if you're a Saints supporter, prove me right. Got one hand to it. And the Bulldogs, they're having as much fun as those kids in the jumping castle this afternoon. They seem to be walking on air. Reserves premiers by a point. And up by 23 now, midway through the third quarter. Make that 29. It's a 5-goal gap. And don't these Dogs have some bite? The handball out of clearance, and the snap from Steers. And I can tell you now, the Bulldogs fans, they think they're going back-to-back in terms of reserves and senior premierships. Their lead is 29, 6-9, 45, 2-4, 16. Dangaragan, excuse me, Dangaragan, again, try saying that 10 times fast. Need to get their skates on, and they need to do something in a hurry here, because it's all Bulldogs, and they're sniffing around their forward 50 again. They're like a dog on heat this afternoon. They've come out, and they have absolutely hit go. And the fire blaster in their shoes, the rocket blaster since half-time. They've been purring like those windmills in the background. And who's to stop them? Certainly not Dangaragan. Too big. Too strong. Curtis Altinier. He's got a name so nice, you've got to say it twice. Pops through another. And the party at Jurien Bay might just be beginning. Bring the party poppers out, Dogs fans. But maybe just hold on to the streamers. But so far this Saturday in the CMCFL, it's all about the Dogs. 7-9-51. Dangaragan stuck on 2-4-16. A lead of 35 points. It's danger zone for Dangaragan. Must kick the next goal. Putland wins it down. They're still hunting. They're hunting in packs, the Dogs. The Saints of the marching in. They need something and they need it now. Dangaragan picks himself up. The kick to an outnumber, but they're winning everything. It's to be expected they'd win a 3-on-1 and have a flying shot towards goal. It was a tough conveyance. It's across the boundary line on the full. Umpires just conversing. Yet to make up their minds. Clock has stopped. Just to remind you, it's important we get every decision correct in a grand final. We saw in the AFL how much it costs a team when the decisions aren't exactly correct. And the Saints don't love it, but the umpires couldn't agree. So it's the lesser call, and the lesser on this occasion is a boundary throw-in. So it's in an even more dangerous spot. Dangaragan have the goalkeeper on the goal line. But if someone snaps it out of the ruck, that goalkeeper won't be needed. He's tackled, but he's not held. Touched off the boot. 7-10-52, 2-4-16, 36-point gap. 20 minutes gone. We're about to tick in. In fact, when the ball was kicked in, we will be in time on in this third quarter. It's been a red and white demolition job so far in this term. We know the breeze to the right-hand side of screen is so willing. Dangaragan could only kick 2 goals with it. One of them came on the cusp of the siren. They need to stop the bleeding now. Jurien Bay, they're just applying hammer blow after hammer blow. He steers. Thrown out of it, wants the free kick. Umpire says yes. Really tough spot to kick a goal from. So shouldn't do too much damage. The free kick given away by Dangaragan. We're looking for leads coming his way. Nothing presents, so he plays on. And he's almost taken down. Nice flying Ranky across the face to almost smother. But the ball's in a really dangerous spot. He bounced off him. Ball trickles through and behind Collins is just adding up for Jurien Bay. It's 7-11-53. Dangaragan 2-4-16, 37-point gap. Scott Neat perhaps held by the arm. Umpire decides nothing wrong with that. Play on. Lovely kick, and it might just get there on time. The smothering effort, and the spoil did. Otherwise, it was an uncontested mark. Well done to Hamish Gooch. Approached with vigour and closed with speed to stop that forward thrust. And perhaps something as small as that might just ignite the Saints. No prior. Ball came free. Play on. Nathan Walter goes attacking side to stop it. And tackle comes in from Aaron Collinson. The back six. Jacob Jennings it was in the tackle. The back six haven't had much to do. Slight nudge in the ruck. Hamish Rogers says, just get it inside 50. From there, who knows? Well stopped, mark taken. Quick play on. The Bulldogs want to dig the dagger in. Scotney made the tackle, but the handball came. It was well done from Britzer because he was gone. And a lovely tackle from Hayden Hardy. Even though the lead is 37 points. They certainly haven't given up. They certainly haven't stopped all day, the Saints. They're doing it for Dangaragan, but it might not be their day. Here's Mance. Britzer it was. They're all over each other down there. Umpire might need to sort this out. Thomas Smith on the ground, helped up by teammate Joel Latham. And it hasn't been an individual performance, it's been a team effort from Jurien Bay. Cleared by Hunt, mark taken. Django Ryan just getting a few touches in the past few moments. Kick is one of his worst. Mant had a metre or two on Martin. Stands the mark, but doesn't hang the head. So the coaching team will be very happy to see. Ball hits the turf. Mark not taken. Parker looking forward as he came up the ground was Johnson. He's been well held, but in all fairness, the ball hasn't even been up his end of the ground. Dangerous tackle. Free kick. Umpiring. And back 6 and 7 have been overworked. They'll be approaching the club for double time and a half for working this hard on a Saturday. Every forward thrust has just been marked and repelled by Jurien Bates. Enough to make their heads hang and confidence levels drain. But with the breeze at their back in the fourth quarter, we've seen stranger things happen. It's a lead of 6 goals. But which team will tie first? Both have had challenging final series. Both have beaten powerhouse Cervantes to get to this point. He's just laying on the footy there. Umpire must have blown his whistle already. He has. Ball up. To have any hope, they must stop this attack. In the ruck, out-pointed Somerville. Nice spoil, waiting at ground level. Keith. Walter was there as well. Handball forward, tackled. Ball spills free. Umpire's got a decision. Decide to ball it up. Out of side in front of what looks to be a Jurien Bay contingent. We've definitely got the Dangaragan fans right in front of us. You've heard them all day. And a quarter that Jurien Bay made their own. And in those 26 minutes, they could have captured the 2023 Senior CMCFL flag. Todd Kenny clapping his hands, trying to get his boys and troops in for one last rev up with the breeze at their backs that picks up here at ground level. So it's going to be helping them extra more in this fourth quarter. But is the difference too large? Have Jurien Bay put a gap on them too big to reel in? Which team will tire first? And at the end of these next 25, 26 or 27 minutes, which team will hold the CMCFL trophy above their heads and collect their premiership medals? On Filming Footy, thanks to Dartfish and Sportal, I'm Jack Moore, bringing you all the action of CMCFL Grand Final Day. Don't forget, check out all the other WA Grand Finals. They're live on Filming Footy right now in the break. At three-quarter time, Jurien Bay hold what looks to be a decisive lead in the 2023 Grand Final. 7-11-53, a 37-point lead over Dangaragan, 2-4-16. Fourth quarter coming up. It all comes down to this one final quarter of what has been an intriguing Central Midlands Coastal Football League season. Dangaragan to storm back from what is a 37-point deficit at three-quarter time to capture their first flag since 2007, or a Jurien Bay to hold on even though the breeze is against them in this fourth quarter, and win a first flag since 2017. Filming footy, live, exclusive and free, thanks to Dartfish and Sportal and CMCFL sponsors in 2023, Barnes Hydraulics, Plum CIV WA, Nutrient Ag, Innis Air and Electrical, and the Jurien Bay Beach Cafe. One final quarter, whose names will we remember and which name will be on the Premiership Cup in half an hour's time. If it's to beat Dangaragan, it's a great start. Free kick in the middle, Kenny, their captain, their inspirational leader. And the umpires called advantage, and that is the perfect start. The Saints begin their march. But can they march all the way back in? That will be the first step, if they're going to. 54 seconds on the clock, barely that, 45 when the goal went through. Free kick one, umpire called advantage. Brilliant umpiring. And a goal from absolutely nothing, really. One clearance, one goal. So Laurison's been pushed forward by the scenes of that. And 2 clearances in the space of a minute and a half. Here is Laurison. Could this be the Joker in the pack? Has Richard Brown sparked something here in these Saints? Ryan, Laurison, the defender come forward, come hero perhaps in 25 minutes. He's kicked the first goal of this 4th quarter. Still a long way back. 31-point gap on the Sportal scoreboard. Bucks go to work again. Laurison waits. Pushes back inside forward 50 now, and the clearing kick with the Bulldogs. Nice punch over the back, Gooch. That was Hamish Gooch. Running out, taking him down, Runkey. Puts his hands up, appeals for holding the ball. The game continues. Nice handball from Steers. It looked to be the right call from the umpire. He looked to get the boot to ball. It's inside 50. Can Jurien Bay counter with a quick goal? Have a look back on the Jurien Bay Beach Cafe replay. Whoever you may be watching on Filming Footy, live, exclusive and free. It's in a particularly dangerous part of the field for Dangaragan here if it goes all the way to the back. Worthington, no worries. That goal could be worth its weight in gold from Scott Worthington. Dangaragan. First goal within 40 seconds. They've tried so hard for that goal. It's taken them over a quarter to kick their third. And one entry against the Breeze. And Worthington has just restored the margin to 37 points on the Sportal scoreboard. 3.5, approaching 4 minutes. Saints boys aren't dropping their heads, pushing the back. Should be, yes. Ambrose Ryan, no time to waste. There's going to be a comeback. It's got to go forward. And a snap from about 30 out. Bounces. Matty Johnson. Gee, that could have been his ticket back into this game. 96 games and 130 goals for West Perth. 30 goals in 10 games this season. But he's been anonymous in the game that counts the most. Down to the wing, mark taken, flirting with the boundary line. Somerville in the orange boots. Nice kick for a ruckman, back inside the field of play to Latham. Just lost some ground, so Latham will want to make that back up. And kicks to where Somerville was. This time Hoskins fills the gap. Been marched. 50 metres there, or was it 25? It was. So the kick inside forward 50 makes the game go on, and we continue play. A man who's been best on ground, Hoskins, this afternoon takes it, but it was too late. It's the ball's in the hands of Scotty Worthington with the Jurien Bay Beach Cafe replay to see why. Sharpshooter improves the angle. The wind will hold it up. No chance of a goal on the fall, but it could be one from McCrum. Puts the hand out, always dangerous when you do that, but he dismissed the big man, Somerville. Knew he couldn't lay the tackle. A kick to a 2-on-1 favouring Jurien Bay, the boundary line. He'll be a good win. But it won't be. It'll be high contact for Jurien Bay, and it was definitely there. There's the wind, just taking it over the back. It looks to have turned in this 4th quarter. measuring the kick a little bit too much. Umpire will stop play to clear the area. Well, umpire, D. Margetts. All that AFL experience. A privilege to have an ex-AFL umpire umpiring in our league. And they've done well this afternoon, the umpires. That'll be high contact. When the umpires are up, they play a couple of good free kicks in a row. Must have the commentary in the earpiece. Outside of the boot, a chiseling kick from Lorison. Again, he's gone forward in this fourth quarter. And Anton Scotney is taking a while here. He thinks he can go the distance from 55. Right behind the kick on Filming Footy. Marching stands at 36 points. He's got a hold of that. The breeze might do the rest. Went back with determination. Anton Scotney, if you don't mind. He'll need to kick about 6 more, but gee. That is a kick and a half from the vice-captain. All his experience into one kick. Two goals to one in this fourth quarter. 7.5 gone, plenty of time. All to play for. No next week. This is it. The season is on a knife's edge. Jurien Bay a few lengths ahead. But it looks like Dangaragan have a bit of energy left in the tank here. Chasing after it hard. Not able to reel his opponent in Ranky, but he's tried hard all afternoon. Kenny, same deal, different name. Hamish Gooch. Flurry of handballs. Gooch just overstretches. Didn't come back to him. Throw it in. $7-11-59. That old scoreboard reads bright and true. 4-5-29. 30-point gap. 5 goals. Hit down from Rogers. He's done nicely. Taking in a strong tackle from Britzer. Very careful not to land on his back, but just left him with an afterthought and put a couple of hands into Matty Mann's back as he got back onto his feet. Austin Britzer. High contact free, they're off. Says play on, he looked back at the umpire. The umpire was telling him, you got to go, I've called play on. They go, the bounce. It looked to be a Saints bounce. Is the elbow crier? Yes, it is. Stuck the elbow out. It could have even been a high fend off. Take your pick in free kick roulette. So Matthew Tilby, 30 goals in 8 games this season. If there's a man that you want the Burleys' hands in, it is this man. Apologies for the technical issues. We are back. And the ball is inside 50 for Dangaragan, and they need to push the go button now. 11 and a half minutes gone. Sportal scoreboard is not their friend. We're back with you, and don't worry, we're not going to lose you. This is a premiership up for grabs. Both teams in premiership droughts. Who will break theirs in a matter of 20 or so minutes? It's picked up at ground level. They need to go and go now. Oh, he's gone up and taken a mark. A mark of the season. Richard Brown has rolled the dice. He's pushed Ewing forward. And Sir Isaac. Can he top it off by splitting the middle? The fans will tell the story. Well, he's a fullback for a reason. So high up the field he was getting nosebleeds, but take a look back on the Jurien Bay Beach Cafe replay. Scroll back on the stream and take a look at that mark. That, if Dangaragan are not to emerge successful, is a highlight they can take with them back to the footy club tonight. Tough mark, took it below his bootlaces. Putland was closing in. And just a bit of smart footy. Bit of tempo footy. Menegola, he's been there when you need him. Got the handball, tackle was closing in. Inside 50 again. Need to make one of these count and need to do it now. Here's Tilby. Kick just floats up and out. And it's closer to the Land Cruiser than it is the goals. And Dogs fans, your moment of glory might not be too far away. We're about halfway through this quarter. Only 3 goals kicked. Might not be the longest quarter in Aussie rules history. Smart footy. McKay. Rory McKay. Not so smart with the kick. Turns it over. Umpire almost awarded the mark because he thought it was easier to drop than it was to hold. It's got to be holding the ball. It is. Scotney. Kick to goal from 50 out with no real angle to get Dangaragan back to within 5 goals. This would be a miracle effort. It would be a goal for the ages if he was to convert from here. Anton Scotney needs to do what can't be done, especially into that breeze. The boundary umpire extends the arms. And some of the smiles, you can just look around. The Jurien Bay fans are allowing themselves a little bit of smiling, a little bit of relief, a few fist pumps as that ball sailed out of bounds on the forward. A bit of time off the clock here, so expect the quarter to extend past 25 or 26 minutes. Still 10 minutes of game time, 5 goals. What was the Lee Matthews old rule? A goal every minute. If you extend that out, a goal every 2 minutes, then Dangaragan still have a chance. They've got a man up. That's rule number 1. Jacob Jennings. Just behind the paint of 50. Just defensive half of the ground, so gets it out of there. Can't concede a goal when the ball's halfway up the field. A goal now for the Dogs. And it will be game over. Here's Gooch, the captain. Handball's off, plays on. They've got to just go and throw caution to this ever-lifting wind and taken out. I thought it was a free kick. The second umpire, not the one in control, decided it was. going the way of my player of the day, Craig Hoskins, leading Jurien Bay to a famous premiership here. And ever so smart, a lateral kick to lose ground but maintain possession. The last premiership for Jurien Bay in 2017. They've only ever won two. Dangaragan have only ever won two as well in 94 and 2007. Jurien Bay victorious on the final day of the season in 96 and 2017. It'll be a day of red and white glory. And is this the crowning moment? The Jurien Bay Bulldogs will be the kings of the CMCFL. They conquered the reserves by a point. Hearts are in mouths for the final 5 or 10 minutes of that one. This has been much more straightforward. And Dangaragan now require the stuff of legends to overcome a 6-goal deficit with 18 minutes gone in the fourth quarter. Sportal scoreboard, Jurien Bay by 35. As they pack space behind the footy. And if you're at the Jurien Bay Beach Cafe or all around the Jurien Bay Sporting Complex and the region, with Cervantes vanquished in the final series, both these teams and these supporters had reason to believe it was their year, written in the stars. And it seems to be, as Menegola sends them forward and finds Jeffrey. Jurien Bay fairy tale. As heads drop and reality starts to sink in for Dangaragan. Waters, Hoskins. A bit of sharing the love now. He's coming out to meet it on an uncontested lead. Menegola, he had it in the middle of the ground, about 60 metres from this spot 3 or 4 possessions ago. And the Waffle 100 gamer, gee, if he can send this into the breeze straight through, the cork will be well and truly out of the champagne. Advantage taken! Cue the celebrations! Uncork the champagne! Grab the party poppers and the streamers and let them fly! Toot the car horn and run around in circles at home! "2023 is the year of the Bulldog! And don't they bark loud!" Sportal scoreboard. Jurien Bay 71, Dangaragan 30. A lead of 41 points, and it's not often in grand finals that you get to really enjoy the final 4 or 5 minutes. But the Bulldogs boys, well, they're a different breed in 2023. Apologies once more for the technical difficulties, but you haven't missed a beat. But Dangaragan, they've missed their opportunity, and look at the smiles on their faces, the fist pumps. Nathan Walter adds his name to the goal kickers list. The defenders are getting involved now. It's a party at the Bay. Dangaragan defeated Jurien in the regular season here at the Jurien Shire Oval and announced themselves as a team to watch in 2023, finishing a win clear of Jurien Bay in second position. Jurien Bay third, only a game back. Both teams defeating Cervantes on the way to this day. And it's turning a bit ugly. Looks to have been an order off here as one of the Jurien Bay players jogs towards me. But that'll do nothing to sour what will be pending celebrations. And to add insult to injury, unfortunately, one of the Dangaragan players here moving towards me has been escorted off by trainers. Fully alert, but not sure he knows exactly where he is. Never like to see those kind of acts on a footy field, especially on grand final day. As we tick past 24 minutes, Dangaragan looks to add a couple of consolation goals to take with them back home, but the drought won't be broken. Last premiership for Dangaragan in 2007, and they dared to dream that it was their year. They thought they did the tough assignment by defeating Cervantes in Cervantes last week, but perhaps it took more out of them than they thought. And that has proven to be their grand final. Because Jurien Bay, who arguably had the easier trip through, will see their name engraved. And don't tell me that ball was bounced from the goal line. It's come back into play. Oh, I've now seen everything. But Bradley Waters puts the cherry on top. And I dare say there won't be many waters consumed tonight. The Jurien Bay fans in the forward pocket to our right are going off. The horns are beeping. Some are even calling back-to-back flags already, and this season hasn't even finished. It's a 54-point lead. It's a demolition. It's a famous victory. And Reece Waters, well, he may have missed out on the JJ Elastic medal, but he's not missing, leading his Jurien Bay Bulldogs alongside Vice Captain Thomas Smith. Waffle veterans Nick Menegola, Craig Hostins, Jordan Bestry, Scott Worthington, and Coach Tom Smith and his coaching team. Congratulations to them. Commiserations to Richard Brown and the Dangaragan outfit. JJ Lussick medalist Todd Kenny, a wonderful season. Led his side alongside Tom Gooch and Anton Scottney as vice captain. Hamish Rogers, shouldn't forget, fourth in the JJ Lussick Waffle veterans everywhere, including Ambrose, Ryan, Campbell, Putland, Matthew, and Lorison. But it's Jurien Bay's day. These dogs are hard to catch. A few handballs to finish off proceedings, and the tackle coming in. He put him down and doesn't look too well at the bottom of this pack. As we tick over 27.5 played. There's been a few goals in this quarter, so we might have a prolonged agony for Dangaragan, who are losing a few troops to injury, but Kenny the latest one. What a season it's been in the CMCFL. One last chance to thank the CMCFL sponsors: Barnes Hydraulics, Plum CIV, WA, Nutrient Ag, Innes Air and Electrical, and Jurien Bay Beach Cafe. The Dogs have one last inside 50 perhaps. Not sure how much time's on the clock. And it will be another chance to add to their goal tally. They've kicked 12. Held the Saints to 4. And that 8-goal gap is what will prove decisive in the end. Approaching 29 played. And the Dogs, or they might not get themselves a bone, but they will collect themselves a premiership. And isn't that just as good? And some would argue better, unless you're a dog. Hayden Hardy, the latest to add his name to the grand final goal kickers, and perhaps we're checking the Sportal scoreboard for the last time as we tick towards 30 minutes in a tough fourth quarter. 13-12-90, a 10-goal margin, 4-6-30. And even Kenny, the JJ Lusick League best and fairest, can't hang on to that. Falls to the half-back line, and there it is! On their home turf, in front of their home fans. It's Jurien Bay's day today, and nobody can take it off them. A domineering performance over a Dangaragan side who justly believed it was their year to break the drought. The drought continues. But for Jurien Bay, the party is only just beginning. Reserves champions by 1 point. And a senior flag that these boys and this team and all who were here today will not forget in a hurry. One to enjoy, one to savour, one to celebrate with all their family and friends and teammates. A beautiful day at Jurien Bay Shire Oval. The sporting complex here has been attended superbly, and the crowd has been equally supportive of both teams. Fans out in force. Congratulations to all the grand final umpires as well. But it will be Reece Waters and Tom Smith, Premiership coach and Premiership captain, in the CMCFL season of 2023. Your full-time score, Jurien Bay, 13 goals, 12 behinds, 90. Dangaragan, 4 goals, 6 behinds, 30. A final margin of 60 points. And don't you go anywhere, because we're going to keep it right here for all the presentations. Jurien Bay fans, wherever you may be watching, you'll get to live a little of this premiership with all of us here at the grounds. Commiserations to Dangaragan. They fought. Boy, did they fight. First goal of that fourth quarter. A season finishing second in the table. Qualifying for this grand final by beating powerhouse Chavances. They were rightly here, but it was not to be for the Saints. They will bide their time until they can go marching in again. It is Jurien Bay's day. It is the Bulldogs who will run into the night, and boy, I get the feeling some of these celebrations will not only run into the night, but carry on into tomorrow and even next week. So if you're watching from the employers of some of these reserves and senior players of Jurien Bay, perhaps don't expect them to turn up to work on Monday, maybe even Tuesday, Wednesday, perhaps the whole week. What a day it's been. Just recapping that reserves score, or result I should say. The reserves, Jurien Bay premiers by a point over Chavances Tiger Sharks. Nervous times in the last 5 or 10 minutes of the fourth quarter in that one, but no nervous times here. A few nerves as Dangaragan kicked the first goal of that final term to close the margin to 5 goals. And from there it was all Jurien Bay as our roving cameraman takes his talents down to ground level. We thank him for all his efforts, and this is going to be an extra special effort so we can bring you the presentations, because we want to take you inside the huddle, we want to take you inside the celebrations. Thank you to Brody, our cameraman, who is roving at ground level for us right now. There, a picture of Dangaragan, who have been valiant in defeat. Jurien Bay's day indeed. Thanks to Filming Footy, it's been a privilege to bring you all the action of the CMCFL Grand Final. Jurien Bay premiers by 10 goals. And a well-deserved flag. Presentation's about to commence. Umpires to receive their awards. Hello, champion. As our cameraman is at ground level. Find out shortly who the best on ground was. As we get a better position at ground level to bring you all the action for these presentations. Once again, thank you to our Sportal scoreboard sponsor, Dartfish Filming Footy. As it Seems like our presentation at ground level is about to begin. Just awaiting our MC at ground level. One last chance to take you through and thank our CMCFL sponsors for 2023, Barnes Hydraulics, Plum CIVWA, Nutrien Ag, Jurien Bay Beach Cafe. Gee, what a day it would be there if you were tuning in from Jurien Bay Beach Cafe, and Innes Air and Electrical. As I've mentioned, filming footy, well, we've got some more WA League Grand Finals happening after the presentations here. The Northampton Grand Final. You can get along and check out that with ex-AFL stars Josh Kennedy and Harry Taylor playing in that one. Fantastic position at ground level. We thank our cameraman Brody for all these images. He's been an absolute star. As the kids enjoy themselves, and well, if they're of a Jurien Bay persuasion, you'd be enjoying yourself. Now, the hill there, we see the bar absolutely packed with red and white fans who have come from all corners, not only locals. Met a couple at halftime who have travelled a few hours to be here and support Jurien Bay. We see the grand final umpires approaching the lectern, or the podium, and they will collect their medals. Looks like Dean Margetts might be collecting these medals on behalf of the umpiring team. Very well done, and congratulations to field umpires Dean Margetts, Reese Margetts, and Theo Bennett, as well as the boundary umpires and goal umpires. Not only a culmination of the players' seasons, but a real honour and privilege to be picked and selected as an umpire for the grand final. We apologise for slight sound issues. A windy day, as we've mentioned a few times, and I'll do my best to step you through the presentations.
Yeah, so the one before the medal is Brendan's medal.
He's there about to announce the best on ground, or at least thank a few sponsors.
Best on ground today, as chosen by the umpires, goes to Jurien's Dangaragan.
The best on ground medalist has been awarded. Looks like it is number 6, Jagar Martin for Jurien Bay.
For our boys, it's been unreal to the club. Our first year down here, it's been unreal, very welcoming, so thanks for that. And then to all the crowd that came out today and the umpires, cheers.
Fantastic. He was one of the best on ground for me as well. I had also Craig
With the umpires, medals.
Tinier was fantastic. So was Walter. Jurien Bay, Dangaragan, Scotty was
Right, I'd like to call the Dangaragan coach forward to say a few words, if you wouldn't mind. Thanks, Richard.
Didn't do much with it. And Tom Gooch as well. So the wind playing havoc with our speakers at ground level. But we do have a great spot for this presentation.
Tried hard, we had a good season. We didn't bring our A game today, and a good side ran over us. So well done. Thanks very much for Jurien for hosting the day, and enjoy yourself.
I'd just like to call Tom Smith forward now to present the Jurien medallions.
Firstly, Danny, thanks. I reckon you've been the best team all year. We're just pretty lucky to get you today. We'll finally played some decent footy, which has been good. But all credit to you. No doubt you'll be back here next year, and hopefully we're right there next year again. So it'll be good to season now for 12 months. To our boys, the club, the supporters, it's the best club in the land. Just look at the support you get. This isn't just this grand finals, this is every week. So we really appreciate it. Our lads, we talked about it. 4 quarters of hard work, we get the job done. So let's really enjoy this, and yeah, we've got a couple of days now to hang our feet up. Right, we'll go through them, so I'll just go on for what I say first. Nath Walter. Next up, Big Glenn. Brad Waters. Scott Worthington. Big fullback Rory. Jordan Bestry. Nick Mendola. Craig Hoskins. Joel Latham. Big JJ. The biggest bloke on the field, Cam. Aussie, Austin. Come up here, Stacey. Azar. Curtis. Cooper. Ant-Man. Best on ground, Jagger. Hards, Hayden Hardy. The whole boy of the group, Brett Bailey. And last but not least, our captain, Reece Waters.
Just present the cup and the Molucca flag for Reece and Tom. Fantastic season.
firstly, Danny, thanks. Sorry, you've been the best team all
Probably a 10. Yeah. Yeah, that'll do it. Beautiful. Yeah, for sure, man. No,
Let's get some bobbies, boys. Yeah, all right. We don't sing a song. We'll be back.
What a fantastic afternoon it's been at the CMCFL Grand Final Day. We've been privileged to a couple of fantastic games. This one, pretty one-sided in the end. Jurien Bay, I trust you enjoyed the presentations and taking their place on the Premiership dais for season 2023, capturing the double, winning the reserves by a singular point. And as they sing their Premiership song, it'll be the sweetest song they will ever sing as a group of men in their rooms right now. On Filming Footy, we really hope you've enjoyed the call. It's been filmed beautifully at the ground by Brody. I'm Jack Moore. Hope you've enjoyed the commentary from both games. If you've tuned in, if you've just joined us for the senior match, then thank you for joining us here on Filming Footy, live, free and exclusive coverage of WA footy and SA footy as well. If you're interested, the SA community football season runs for the next few weeks with more games on Filming Footy. Right now on Filming Footy, if you're not satisfied with your WA footy fix in the Great Northern Football League Grand Final, Northampton are playing Railways, and that is just about half time. So plenty of action coming up there, and the Wheatbelt Football League Grand Final as well as the Great Southern Football League Grand Final. All those matches are happening right now on Filming Footy, live, free and exclusive. Once again, our CMCFL sponsors, wonderful season sponsors, Barnes Hydraulics, Plum CIVWA, Nutrien Ag, Jurien Bay Beach Cafe. Big hello to everyone watching there, and Innes Air and Electrical. It's just about time to sign off for season 2023, and what a year it's been. You started the season thinking, well, it could be Cervantes again. They've won 20 of the past 26 premierships, but on Grand Final Day in the seniors, they weren't there. It was Dangaragan Saints and Jurien Bay Bulldogs. Both teams second and third, and you thought equally as righteous to the throne as each other. But in the end, it was a Bulldog day, a red and white demolition. It's been their day, winning the reserves by a point and the seniors by 10 goals. If you're a Jurien Bay fan, won't the champagne taste sweet tonight, and enjoy the rest of your weekend. As for Dangaragan, what a fight they put up. And season 2024, well, it's just a pre-season away. I've been Jack Moore. Thank you to our cameraman Brody at the ground this afternoon for Filming Footy, and for the CMCFL. It's Jurien's Bay afternoon, and don't those Bulldogs have a strong bite?